A nigga thought he was seeing water pills or something. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, yeah. I was looking around like, nigga, where the water at? I ain't bring no water with me. Boy, I was tripping. What's the weather over there in the app?
Man, 40 something and supposed to get some snow.
Oh man, so that means you'll be moving to Texas soon. I ain't worried about it. Me and Chuck is
Never.
here. Me and Chuck is here. Your son, he's in the military, so you know what I'm saying. You a military father. You know what I'm saying. Hey, it's time to
Yeah.
move around and travel, man. Military dad. You know what I'm saying.
Man, with my gig, I could bust a move
Hmm.
anywhere in the United States for sure. But yeah, I love the solar pop too much, man.
Man, I'm gonna have to call Chuck up, man. Chuck, man, let's get this nigga Neef up out of there, man. Let's put him on a set. Let's get him a severance package or something. Let him fall while you at the house and claim something for the job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tell him he broke his ankle or something at the house so he can get paid.
That's funny.
Man, I need that nigga Chuck number, boy. He be. I think I do got his number. I got him on Discord.
Yeah, I think he be messing with it.
Yeah, he be. He got a son,
He
so
tapped in
they be
once.
playing the game. So,
Yeah, he be tapped in there. He tapped in at one time. Oh, you went in and you came out.
huh?
Okay, there we go.
My picture went away.
Now you back in the building. Yeah, you back now though.
Oh, okay. It was still up for me. Nigga, I just seen something online and it flashed me back. I said, "Damn, nigga, I'm old." Nigga, Trail birthday today. I said, "Damn, he
Oh
30."
yeah,
Oh
yeah. Trail.
boy.
I told him when I called him today and told him happy birthday. I said, man, I said, Mr. Gregory.
Mr.
He was
Gregory.
like, you turned Mr. Gregory today. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, I always been Mr. Gregory. I said, little nigga, never. You been little Trelly Well Bing Bang.
Yeah,
You
now
used
you
to whine up, cry about some chocolate milk.
hey man, Trail used to bring his ball everywhere he was going. That nigga,
Man,
hey,
straight hooper.
he used to be with the squad like young. Shout out to
Yeah, man. He couldn't tell Trelly well he wasn't 16 when he was 5.
yeah. Hey, I learned my first rule from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Being around like my nephews and my little brother, nigga. I used to be when I first was around y'all in trail, like you send him off, let him have a more control in his hand. He be thinking he playing the game. Whole time he watching, he over there hitting every button like, yeah, he happy, nigga. You watching?
Man, it only lasts them for a few months, maybe 6. Then once they get to figure it out, like, hold on, man.
I ain't
I ain't
moving.
really in the game, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Trail, man.
Yeah,
He
cuz
doing
happy B-Day, man.
happy B day. He doing his big one, man.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
where he stay at now? What state he in?
He's in Cali.
Oh, he in Cali. Damn. I should have went to the military, nigga. What the hell was we thinking, man? Nigga,
Hey, man. Life happens, man. That wasn't our path.
man. I was listening to Lil Wayne. The block is hot, and I thought I was on the block too much. That's the problem. Shit. But all right, man. We finna go ahead and get into it, man.
Yes, sir.
You all right today? You straight? Like you know what I'm saying? How your week
Yeah, we
been?
good. We good, man. I mean, in my line of business, man, it's rough, man. So the first week of the month, or the end of the month and the first week of the month is always tough.
Okay.
So
So you got
it
about a
is what
couple
it
more.
is.
You got about 5 to 7 more days before it start picking up and you start getting on your roll.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
definitely. That mid month, because that's when that double payment could be coming up for them. So they
Yeah.
be like, yeah, let me at least take care of one of these joints.
Hey, before we get into the podcast, you ain't see that. You ain't see that. What you call I sent you?
Nah,
What?
I didn't see the last video
Oh,
you
look.
sent me. Nope.
and then we gonna get into it. The dude, he said, man,
Nah, man, let me watch the video, man.
but
Let me watch the video, man.
it'll
You
let you
want
see
you
it.
want to spoil it for me, man?
I just was gonna ask you about it, like nigga. It was
How
just
you
some
gonna ask me about it? I ain't seen it.
nah, cause it's something about like being on the phone hitting up, AT&T and shit. So it wasn't nothing.
Oh, okay. No, ahead. Go ahead then. If
He
it's something I already can relate to, then it's cool. I thought it was
yeah.
something you was just gonna spoil it for me.
Nah. He was just saying like nigga. He said, man, he said when I talk to AT&T nigga, I be He said, press one for English, and he said, man, somehow I get, I poo on the line. he said, man, he said, that should be pissing me off. Like, basically, like, he pressed English, but somehow he got one of them niggas from India on the line with him from the Quickie Mart. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like,
Yeah,
nigga,
it's rough, man. It be rough sometimes. Like, and it's just really, it ain't even just them. It's just anybody over the phone with a heavy accent. It's just hard to really gauge what everything they're saying sometimes. So, it is
yeah.
what it is. It's a language barrier, but
That's why they need to have, people who really, you feel me, really be doing it. But, all right, man, we going to get into it before I get too lost in there. Yeah, man, this the Benchmark Podcast, man. This your boy Broadway Beats, man. I got your boy with me, man. Neef, aka Mr. Perp. He told me you got the flannel on. I should make him go live so he can show y'all the little. You feel me? But and he said he viked up too. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
I've been
you
telling
already know
y'all
it's about K1's in the building.
he. Hey, he happy, right? Yeah, exactly. He happy. We got us a new quarterback. Yeah, my nigga ready, man. He ain't work. Listen,
K1's in the building.
hey, bench mob. Neef ain't never told me he wore a Vikings nothing this damn early. It ain't even, you know what I'm saying, OTAs yet. My nigga already got the fit on. He ready. He got the beanie
Oh,
on. He
oh no,
together.
see, that's the thing. If you would be around me, it's a 365, man.
Okay.
I do this all year round, man. This ain't just football season. I got my Viking gear on all year round, man. That's what type of real fan I am.
Okay, y'all. So just so y'all know, if you catch him parked up, man, take a picture. Flick up, flick up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
But
for sure.
man, there been a whole bunch of. Hold on, what am I looking at? No, this ain't what I sent you. Hold on. I was finna. Okay, it's been a whole lot going on in the league. What the hell do I got going on? These is not the questions I sent my boy. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is going
Mm.
on? Okay. how did we get how did we get those questions? That's crazy work. Wow, that's last week's. Um, but it's a lot been going on in the NBA, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now, man. Go James, man. Go James. He done broke another damn record, man. You know what I'm saying? He in the record books again, man. You know what I'm saying? My man's done made it to he just beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know what I'm saying, for the most
Yes,
career
sir.
wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So Kareem is number
Yes, sir.
two, you know what I'm saying? Brian number
Yes, sir.
one. You know what I'm saying? Does this right
Yes, sir.
here officially make LeBron James the greatest player of all time? Or is the GOAT debate still open?
It's not a debate,
It's over with.
and I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying this. You can never question in the history of the league. You will never see a Michael Jordan. We can.
True.
I don't think we'll ever see that. I'm not gonna say it'll never happen, but I'm pretty sure it won't. The closest thing to it ain't really, even Ant, as close as we want to say he is to him, he ain't never. He's not even. If we want to be honest, he's not even a sniff of what MJ was doing at that age and where we project him to be in the future.
Right?
Now, if Ant can win championships against this league and win multiple championships in this league, especially with the T Wolves, then we have a different conversation. But that's not happening. That hasn't happened, as I said, as of yet. Knock on wood. I hope it does. But has it not happened as of yet? I still have to go with Bone. And then it's undeniable. It's not even a debate. Brian's number two.
So you put Bron at number two on your list.
I got to put Brian at number two and put Bone at one just because. I had to really go back and really look at the footage. They Gilbert Arenas and them been talking about this lately about which bone was better, like the '90s bone or the '85 or '80s bone. And so I went back and did my own little research, and it's just undeniable. Like, granted, it's the era he's in. He can't help that. It's just like Wilt couldn't help the era he was in.
True.
LeBron can't help the eras he's in. That's just what era they were in. And with that being said, MJ just once he got a sniff of that finals, he just had a different type of drop in the blood in the water, and he wasn't gonna lose. He didn't. So with that being said, he just to me that just gives him that extra oomph, that extra notch. Like he never lost. Like it ain't
He
like
did. He did
we could say
lose. He did lose
not in
one
the
year.
finals, not in the
Okay.
finals,
Yeah, you got to make sure you
not in
say
the
that
finals.
because
And that's
his
the main
comeback
thing.
year, his comeback
That
year,
that
he
that's the main ingredient is he never lost in the finals. He can go six. He went 6-0. That's until somebody goes 6-0 or 7-0, I should say. You can't say they're even close.
well, I don't know, man. See that's where it start getting a little fishy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people who got more rings than he do, but they don't get put on the same pedestal. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah, I mean, Bill Russell got more rings. You know, shit. Even journeyman Robert Horry, I think, got more rings or at least many rings as Bone.
yeah.
But we know Bone's impact. Bones, he got defensive player of the year and MVP in the same year.
But
He's had
they play
multiple
they
first
played
team
LeBron though.
defenses.
They played LeBron James the year he is.
They have played LeBron a
They gave
couple
it to
years.
Mark
He could have.
Gasol. They gave that shit to Mark Gasol. His numbers was not better than LeBron's, bro. They cheated on. They ain't want him to be in that
They had a
conversation.
bet. I think they led the league in defensive. Like they were like the number one defensive team or something like that. But nonetheless, I
Right,
agree
right.
with you on the fact of we can't go back in history and change the stats that what they are. So being that that's what they are, I have to go off of that. So and then I go off of the eye test. You know, Brian, yes, he's a hell of a player. He's the greatest, second greatest of all time. But for me to put him ahead of Bone, I just can't do it with his impact. Like his impact was just undeniable.
He's a hater, but all right, I can feel you.
Mm,
You a hater, man. I'm
You
gonna
know,
just be honest.
I love Brian.
But you,
I'm outside of you. I'm probably the second biggest Brian fan. Me, you, and bro. I've been LBJ all the way, but I can't deny truth. Truth is truth to
well,
me. That's my opinion.
okay, so, um, I mean, everybody entitled to opinion. I feel you. That's your opinion. I can feel you. But you smoking crack, like for real.
Ah,
You
he's
off of,
still smoking crack,
you off
bitch.
of,
Nah.
hey, you off ice, heroin, crack, Zerps. You off of all that. Hey, you off of moonshine, my G. You off of it all, my G. But look, all right, now let me go ahead and keep it real. All right, so I think it's, I think the thing that, and then I'm gonna answer the question. But I think the hard part about um, both of these players' legacies that you know what I'm saying is not even really up for discussion. They both, I think they damn near really tied because okay, Jordan, yeah, he got six championships. Um, and championships to me are not don't mean everything. Brian got four of them, but then he got all the damn records. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just depends on how you look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? My man's number one in all time regular season points. You know what I'm saying? Number one in playoff points. Um, 21 all star selections. You know what I'm saying? 184 career playoff wins. You know, 1,297 consecutive 10-point games or more. He's top 25 in rebounds, top 5 in assists, actually number 4. Like, I think, okay, this is my thing. Yes, if we were saying who's a better scorer, I think Jordan would be in that picture. But when you say who's the best player, I'm gonna look at all around. And so to me, the best all around player is LeBron. But the best player who made more of an impact, and of course, like, impact is going to mean a lot more because, like, when you look at LeBron, um, he switched teams. He went from, Cleveland to Miami, from Miami back to Cleveland, then to LA. So, in some sense, his legacy is going to be diminished a little bit with those championships because his teams were manufactured a little bit more. Like, of course, some would argue that Jordan's, 95, 96 Chicago Bulls was manufactured. Hell yeah, they was when they got Dennis Rodman, yeah, and Ron Harper. But you can't take away them first three rings. And I think those first three rings is the biggest thing for his legacy. Everything else was just like a cherry on top. But when you look at all around dominance, I think that's where LeBron James is in the argument. Like, so if we were to, when you say greatest of all time, it's hard to muster it up because it's like, what are we looking at? Are we looking at just the championship rings, the scoring, or are we looking at the rings, the records, the who has all the records? Like, it kind of gets a little Mickey and tricky. So for me, I'm always gonna put LeBron up there just because he had more pressure on his back than Jordan, because Jordan came in and the league allowed him to grow into who he was going to be. His expectations wasn't as high as LeBron's. LeBron has always been compared to those of Jordan and Kobe. So, he always had to live up to something. To even be in this conversation, he had to break all these other records and shit, because even if he would have won 6 rings, he still wouldn't be compared to Jordan because of how he chose to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's going to be hard. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. So in our in our in our lifespan, do you think it'll be another player that's going to be able to break these records as far as, like, regular season points, most playoff points, things like that, from playoff career wins? You think it'll be another player that'll be on that level?
Nah, I don't think it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. I don't think it will, just because of the longevity of it, and just what means, like, with your body and how far you're gonna need to go in the playoffs every year and whatnot. So I don't think that'll happen. So that's what I said. Like you, I'm not discrediting LeBron in any shape or form. I just think that the longevity of it, as much as people want to give it as much glory and credit for it, I can't. It doesn't really equate to me, be just because of the impact. The impact is just different to me, and I understand it. Like you said, he had to be compared to Jordan. Had to be compared to nobody else at a guard position. Yeah, maybe Rick Barry or Jerry West or something like that, but you couldn't compare him to Wilt or nothing like that. But versus LeBron, even though he's a totally different type of player, he still had to get compared to Jordan or Kobe. And like you said, he had way more expectations coming into the league than any other player in the history of the NBA outside of Victor Wembanyama, and he's living up to the hype so far. So it's
True.
like that's where I get it gets tricky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a different own conference just to get to the finals.
That's facts.
Like, Brian was able to just skate walk through the East. He just had to worry about who was he having to deal with in the West. That's why he left and was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to beat anyone in the West with this type of team."
And see, I think I think his impact would have been stronger if he stayed in the East. Besides, shipping himself
He
to
would
the
have
West.
never won a ring. He might have got one. He might have got one if he'd have stayed with. He stayed in the East. He just didn't go to
No, I'm saying
somebody.
I'm saying for the whole career. because his appearances to the his
Nah, that he did that just for the sake of.
but I'm saying he would
He
have had
did
way
that just
more.
for the sake of. Like, Nick, I can win one in the East and I can win one in the West.
Right, but that's because
Like,
he
it
that.
don't matter what conference I'm in, I'm still gonna make it happen.
But I think
That's what that was for.
that was because okay. He's looking at the comparisons. So now he's like Jordan ain't never won in both conferences. So now he's trying to just do anything to put himself
Put
in that.
himself out there in the air. Like I said, I get it, bro. I get it. There's nothing that I can sit here and say that's gonna waver your opinion. There's nothing that you're gonna say that's gonna waver my opinion.
But
I
but
get it.
but I mean, you know, when I said you were smoking crack and stuff, I was joking. Like to be honest with you, like I get it. Like it don't really at this point. You know, that's like being Floyd Mayweather being compared to Muhammad Ali. Like, nigga, you being compared to Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do it really? It don't really even matter at that point. Like, you're being compared to the champion of all champions. Damn it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm the shit. Like at the end of the day, like whether you 1A, 1B, 2, nigga 3, nigga, if you in the top 5 conversation and Jordan's name is involved in that, nigga, you the shit. Period. So you know what I'm saying?
Period. And the fact that, like I said, it's not even really a question. Like the only question is he won? That's it. No one can really deny he's not two. Like that's what really blows my mind is like when did becoming number two of all time in the history of the NBA become a bad thing?
I mean, to me, if you in the top 100, nigga, you the shit. I don't really care. Like, you know what
Bro,
I'm saying?
he's number two. There's no one else that you can even open your lips and mustardly say is number two at this point in his career. He's already proven it with all the records that we've already spoken on.
Yeah.
He
And
solidified himself as officially number two. The
and
debate is number one. That's it.
and,
That's the only debate.
facts. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I can't be mad because it's like, okay, really, is because like, you know, everybody got all their moves from Jordan. Shit, we wouldn't even be seeing
Come
LeBron
on, man.
be this way that
Come
he is
on,
without
man. Come on,
seeing
man.
the greats.
We
You know what
wouldn't
I'm
have saw
saying?
Kobe. We wouldn't have seen Kobe in his finest. Kobe said it himself in the documentary. He wouldn't have got it all his rings if it wasn't for MJ.
Right.
Like MJ is the blueprint. MJ gives you he gives everybody these niggas the ideology that you need to be a dog.
Yeah. MJ was a great player. The great player. So you
Man,
could have threw him with anybody else, and he still was going to be that same guy.
he would have been the coldest on that team. No
So
matter what, he would have been the
I
coldest.
think LeBron is a good teammate. So you know that's the difference. It's like LeBron is a great teammate. He wants to get everybody involved. MJ is like, damn that. I'm taking the shots. We about to win this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's two different mindsets. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and transition because like um you can't beat you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to
You
beat
can't.
that. So if LeBron was in the same era as Jordan, Jordan still would have won them damn rings. That's just the facts.
Man,
So
he just smacked them boys at least once. Brian might have got him one time too. Brian might have put that one notch on his head.
Brian had trouble with Steph Curry. Nigga, they wasn't
He did.
he's not well, he was no way he was gonna beat them Bulls teams. If he had problems with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, he ain't had no chance. Cause we ain't speak about Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying? And then when they went to go get
Ride the
Rodman,
ride.
yeah, you feel me? It was over with. There ain't nobody beating that damn team. Like that's why you know we was even talking last week about the Supersonics and um, teams like that. Nigga, they couldn't win. You know, Jordan was there. You had GP and Sean Kemp, but
Mhm.
nigga, they couldn't beat Jordan. So, you know, hey man, Yeah, Jordan the greatest. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on, man. I'm gonna have to fess in and say it, man. That nigga the greatest, man. I watched some plays myself, and I hated Jordan. That nigga's the greatest,
That's
huh?
the sad part. We both wasn't really super Bone fans, but you gotta give credit when credit's due.
You know, he beat Barkley, so you know what I'm saying. I'm always hate that nigga, but hey, he's the top. He's the man's. But okay, so man, also what been going on in the league is Mark Cuban done popped back up, and now he's saying that he admitted that it was a mistake that he sold the Dallas Mavericks to the Elderson and Dumont family. My question for you was selling a franchise a long term mistake in a bad business move for the Dallas Mavericks in Mark Cuban.
Absolutely. I mean, it happens, man. Like, you know, it was just he didn't understand what was going to be expected. He didn't think they would really be that silly to trade their best player. Once they did that, it was like, okay, you lost all common sense. Like you're making decisions and moves that make no logical sense. Like I get it. Luca may not have been the best defensive player in the world, but clearly he's one of the best players in the world. So you never trade him he's not even close to his prime. So yeah, it was absolutely a mistake because even if you sell a business, if it just flops right after you leave it, that doesn't do good on your business portfolio.
Right. And so, the other question I got is, do you think it's gonna take them a long time to become something? Because they damn near what they was in the championship, right. The year before that, they in the finals.
Yeah, they lost to Boston.
So, do you think it's gonna take them some time to get back to a couple of years, or do you think they even gonna get back there um,
Man,
with
it's
this
gonna
new?
be tight on them for the foreseeable future, bro. They might not sniff another championship run for another 20 years, Jack.
Damn.
You can't do that, man. You can't
Yeah.
do that. It's like when we traded KG, like we had to wait a dub, man. Like that's just the
Facts.
norm. Like when you get rid of a cornerstone, and we got rid of him like year 10, he only had like maybe what 3 good years left in Boston, and he was off to the Nets
Yeah.
or the Brooklyn whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah. The Nets. No, that's facts. That's facts.
So yeah, man, like that's just it's just not a good. You got to rebuild. Like the league is about superstars, and it takes at least 4 to 5 years for you to be a bona fide all star, where you get there. Like to get the superstar status, you got to be an all star every year, and it doesn't really happen for you to get that type of player on your team in the draft, no matter how high you pick. So
True.
with that being said, is like when you let that type of caliber player go, it takes at least a dub.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like, I think this was probably the trade already went down in as one of the worst trades in NBA history, just because they ain't even in the playoffs right now. Like, they're not even in the
Bro,
conversation.
I
So
don't want to cut you off. I just have to say this before I forget, bro.
go ahead.
Cooper Flag, like I told you before, is a great player. He's probably gonna be an all-star a few times, but that's about it. He's not transformative. He's not a superstar. And he was the number one pick. So unless Dallas is gonna get the number one pick again, which I don't see happening in the near future, at least next 5 years anyway, what are they doing?
And let's be honest, we seen people get number one picks back to back. We seen Cleveland do that. Um,
It all depends on the draft and where you pick. Like sometimes that player who's the number one pick just doesn't pan out to be a number one pick 10, 15, 20-year all-star type player. That usually happens more often than not.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like you can't really bank on just because you have a high pick that this particular player is going to be that type of player. He might have injuries. You know what I mean? They say, "Oh boy, who was that got drafted before Jordan? If he wouldn't have had all them injuries, he was supposed to be super cold." Sam Bowie.
Yeah. Yeah. Nigga, I think that's the biggest thing is like, yeah, it was a big mistake just because like you said, man, when you got a franchise and you got a player, especially the age range that he
What?
was, you know what I'm saying? That just never really happens. Like,
Suicide.
right. I mean, it had to be, to me, the only way you trade somebody like that is if they go to the panel and say, get rid of me. You know what I'm saying? If they
Yeah.
ain't saying that, nigga,
Or
you
they
keep
do
them.
something detrimental to the team.
Right. Other than that, you keep them regardless. Like, even if they, don't got the greatest, you know what I'm saying, energy or whatever. But if they good, you got to keep them. And as you can see,
Man,
Luca, to me, Luca ain't missed a beat. He over there with a whole new team, and
man, he
that
looks crisper.
he lost the weight
They've
that they
given him
said
the ultimate green light.
he lost the weight that they said he couldn't do. He been trying more. I think you just had to be strict on him. You know what I'm saying? And they just maybe had the wrong people around him that he couldn't relate to. You know what I'm saying? Let him know, like, hey, look, the next contract is about making sure you know what I'm saying, in basketball shape on some Zion Williamson shit. And I bet you they get to it because I mean, you in the league to make the money. So, but like you said, Cooper Flag, man, I just don't see it. I like him, but he's not a he's not gonna be no damn Luca.
Superstar.
Right.
Nah, he's not a superstar.
He ain't
He's
gonna be no
gonna be
Luca.
he might make the all-star game if he plays 15 years, he might make it 3 or 4, maybe 5 at the most.
Maybe. And that's if it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? There's some
He's
real
gonna make it just
dogs.
because of until like I said, like I said, he's gonna make it maybe next year, maybe the year after, and then like I said, who knows after that? But like I said, it's tight. Like he doesn't have a wow factor to his game. He does everything pretty good. He doesn't do anything great. He
And
don't shoot the ball great. He don't defend great. He
right.
don't rebound great. He don't block shots great. He just does everything, all of those at an above average level. So if they can put the right pieces around him and he can really flourish in that and like average a triple double, then yeah. But other than that, like I just don't see how he's gonna be that impactful to where he's a superstar.
And,
Where
and
you can justify trading Luca, who's put up 600 points in a month.
right. And let's add this. The other big factor about all that, you can be a decent player, you can be great, but if the fan base ain't behind you, it don't really mean shit. So that fan base that they had was all behind Luca the whole way. So you know what I'm saying. This transition for them is still, you know what I'm saying. It's like
It,
having
it,
a girlfriend that you know what
it
I'm saying. You had her, she was
yeah, it'd be
banging, but
easier to stomach, like you said, if your girlfriend was living the same way you living, but your girlfriend didn't move to a penthouse in LA
and
and
upgraded.
she done lost weight and she's looking good and she's looking better than ever.
I'm talking about stack like Pringles.
Like she didn't got a B dub that don't even look like a B dub.
And here you go, you got this little slim one. She got a
You
cool
got
little
you a
face,
you
but you know what I'm
right.
saying?
She's cool, but she ain't got no motion, and she's just really a lame. But you holding on to her just because you got something.
You looking at the potential. You like, she got a decent face, so you know what I'm saying? In the next 4 years, if she
Right.
gains some little weight, she
Next
gonna
four
be
years she
good.
might gain a little weight.
Yeah.
Nah, B. You
Nah.
lost that superstar, nigga. She done turned into a diamond, nothing but diamonds.
It's over with. But yeah, man, shout out to Dallas Mavs. I don't know what the hell they was thinking. So
Fuck
now,
them. Fuck them any other year.
oh yeah. we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Detroit Pistons, man. It's the resurgence of the bad boy Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Detroit, they just clinched their first division title in 18 years. The last time they did that was 2007, 2008. That was with Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, and Rip Hamilton. My question for you is this: is this current Pistons team built to sustain success, or is this just a one season breakthrough?
Nah, they're built, man. They're built for this, man. As long as they can keep a good nucleus of that team. And I just want to start out by just giving a big shout out to Bickerstaff, the coach, man. It's well deserved. You've been putting in the work. I love your grind. I seen where you came from. You was a Timberwolf. You got us together. You for some reason they gave you this stigma. You're just a good enough coach to get a team together, but you can't get them over the hump. So I love what he's doing, and I love that he's going to have the opportunity to get him over the hump, and I think he will. They're they got a lot of a lot of unselfish players.
Yeah,
They got a lot of players that are dogs. They got a decent amount of shooting around them. I think they could have, I wish they would have kept Kennard because that's just a big piece. I like Duncan. He's okay, but he's a little on the older side, and he's never been known to be able to do nothing on defense. So, but I think they got a good shot. The East is wide open. Like
yeah,
it ain't no real killers in the East that they got to really be like, oh, okay, they've been dominant the whole season and they've been dominant the last few seasons. We got to go through them type shit. Like they really can just, depending on the matchups, they might be able to coast and get right into the Eastern Conference Finals. And if they get that far, it's anybody's game. So I
yeah,
think, like I said, I love what they're doing. I think they built it the right way. It's only been going on the up. It ain't like this is like a one off like with the Spurs. Like the Spurs went from literally not making the playoffs to the 2 seed. Like this ain't that. So I
yeah.
think they got a shot, man. I think they really got a chance to make some noise, especially if K can come back and he could be anywhere close to where he was prior to the injury.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. And to be honest with you, I want to say this: this team, this team might have more all around talent on its as a team than that '07, '08 team that they
Oh,
had.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
um,
Absolutely.
and the good thing about them too is that they not old. They don't like you said. Duncan Robinson a little
Mm-mm.
bit older, but for the most part, they got Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duran, Tobias Harris, a little old. Herder is kind of in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Tobias is steady and ready.
Yeah. Then they got Isaiah Stewart. Then they got Asir Thompson. So you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They got a squad like you know what I'm saying. I didn't expect them to be this good this fast. I'm gonna be honest with you. I knew that within time they could probably be decent, but to win the East right now, that's something to be proud about. Like it been 18 years. You know what I'm saying? So if you in the Motor City,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
hey, if you in the Motor City, nigga, you believing right now. You know what I'm saying? You like shit. We can do it. Like,
Absolutely. I think they look at if you look at the Pacers, all it takes is for you to have a good season and go on a run in the playoffs. Get a couple
yeah,
bounces your way. You remember them little fluky bounces that Halliburton got in the playoffs? Like that's all it's gonna take is for them to get a couple bounces their way. 'Cause didn't they take the Knicks to like game 7 last year?
they did. They did, nigga. So when you look at them like that, you know what I'm saying, and they got another year under their belt, and like you said, Bickerstaff, man, it's got to do something with him. It's got to do something with his coaching because I
Man, he's
mean,
he's underrated, man. He's one of the best coaches in the league. He just for some I guess I don't want to throw the race card out there, but for some strange reason, he can get a team good enough to be good and make runs and be top seeds in the playoffs, but then if they lose in the first round or the second round, they fire him right away. And it's like he's done nothing but win wherever he's went for the most part.
That's probably gonna change after this year and being number one
Oh,
and
he's
clinching
getting
the first.
they gonna sign him up.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, man. I don't know. Like, I can only see the two toughest teams that they gonna have to face if they do. It'll probably be Boston and New York, and if hopefully they don't got to see both of those teams, and they can, you know, just see one of them. If they can coast through and only see one of them teams, it's gonna be green light.
It's gonna be tight. Yeah, it's gonna be a green light for sure.
So,
For sure.
yeah, man. I agree with you though. I think this is something that we can look for the next couple of years, as long as everybody can stay healthy and they keep the nucleus of that, like Kay Cunningham and Duran, and Thompson, that little 3-pack right there, and then you can plug and play other players from there and make improvements and stuff like that. But as long as you keep the 3-pack together, man, it's gonna be tough. Oh yeah, I can't forget Stewart either. I like Isaiah Stewart over there too. So shout out to the Detroit Pistons, man. I hope they do good enough, but if the Timberwolves make it there again, shit, I hope they, you know what I'm saying? Niggas can. I hope to see Minnesota get one before I clock out of this thing. And it would be nice to have it with
Sure.
Anthony Edwards. But
For sure.
all right, man. Man, Jaden Ivey, man, the controversy with Jaden Ivey, man, and player accountability, man, is looking bad, man. Chicago Bulls, they don't waive that man, the guard, you know what I'm saying, for his anti-gay comments. My question for you is this: it ain't even necessarily about the Bulls, but it's about businesses and the league in general. Do you think that it comes to a point where the league takes away from people who uses their freedom of speech versus other players that do other things? Do you think they're like overdoing it? Like, was this punishment something that was overpressed? And how far you think freedom of speech should be able to go? You know what I'm saying, in the league?
So being that I'm an employee and I'm pretty sure he's an employee and any NBA player is an employee, any person who works in the office or the upper management is an employee, even the owner. With that being said, there's always someone above you if you're working for somebody. So those are the bylaws and the regulations that they've put upon them. You can't do that type of stuff if you work for someone and that's in the bylaws. And I'm almost 100% certain that's definitely in there. Because if it wasn't, I'm quite sure it'd be a lot of players out speaking similar to what he says, if not worse.
Right.
So with that being said, like I said, as long as you're employed by somebody and that's something that you signed on the dotted line to agree to, you have to abide by it. And that's just unfortunate. I mean, it ain't even unfortunate. That's just the law. So I think that it's unfortunate that that young man decided that his NBA career didn't mean that much to him, that he was willing to take that stance. And I understand if he feels that strongly. To each his own. Like, that man has to stand on that path, but he also has to understand there's always consequences and repercussions to everything that you do. And he's a grown man and he knows that. So when he did that, he knew it was a good possibility. It was going to be some repercussions, and this is what it is. So I don't see it changing anytime soon. I don't see why it would, just because, like I said, as long as you are employed by somebody and they have laws in place and regulations in place to ask you to sign on the dotted line and you agree to it, there's nothing really you can say to that.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I think that's part of the code of ethics. And let's be honest, man, it's unethical to say something about any community. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, like within that staff, there's people that are, you know what I'm saying, part of the LGBTQ community. So, you know what I'm saying? That would be no different from somebody speaking upon, you know, discriminatory towards black people or white people, Asians, or whoever you are. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's not as direct. You know what I'm saying? He probably was following something biblical, but at the same time, that's why they say, man, um, there's certain things you don't bring into jobs. You know, politics, um,
Legend
religion, discriminatory acts, all that type of stuff. You keep that all, you know, pushed aside and
into yourself.
keep it to yourself. You can have that in small group conversations with your homeboys that ain't on the team and things like that. But normally, if you say certain things like that with people that is on the same business wavelength, even if you don't say it on camera, somebody might go back and say something. So, you know, it's your job to make sure that you know what the code of ethics is, and you know what I'm saying, you stick to the bylaws, and hopefully my brother get a job. But from what it looked like, it don't seem like he's taking accountability right now. So he might either push himself out the league, man. It might be over for him, and you know what I'm saying, like you said, it's unfortunate. And man, I pray that brother get himself together, maybe go get some therapy, because he don't see nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying. But freedom of speech can only go so far. You know what I'm saying? Especially with people who sponsors and things like that put money into you that actually get you paid. So it's like you gotta just chill. You know what I'm saying?
X.
All right, man. So before we get out of here and go to the bench starts, man, I got one more joint in this college basketball. It's just some, you know, some little fun fact that I seen, and then I just want to ask you, ask you a question. But the Duke Blue Devils, man, men's basketball um, team has not won NCAA championships in the last 11 years. And they've had some wonderful players like Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, Bronchero, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, Derek Lively, Marvin Bagley, Wendell Carter, Gary Trent Jr., Luke Kennard, and Cooper Flagg, and also Cameron Boozer. You know what I'm saying? My question for you is, with that level of talent that we seen Duke have in the last 11 years, why do you think they haven't won an NCAA championship since 2015?
With the NIL and with the transfer portal, it's changed the dynamic of college basketball. And even before that, you can go all the way back to the Fab Five. It's always going to be hard for you to win a championship in college basketball, and it's their first year playing together.
True.
It's a big advantage to other teams that have upperclassmen that have played big, meaningful games, upperclassmen that have played together for at least multiple years, and a coach that's been there for over 10 years and is coached at a high level and has had success. Those three things always, no matter if you go all the way back 30, 40 years of college basketball, that's generally what has success in March Madness is those teams. They're usually led by teams that have been played together a couple of years. They got at least one or two, maybe even three upperclassmen that play meaningful minutes, and a coach that's had a lot of success consistently. And unfortunately, with Duke, with them having these high recruits, yeah, it gives them the advantage of having the talent, but it doesn't have the consistency. And that's what you need in March because it's going to be tight. The refs are going to call it a different way. Foul trouble is very more meaningful. Like you're not playing uh Joe Schmo on that you can beat by 20 and the refs are just giving you calls just to get or not, giving just getting the game over with. versus calling it tight or not calling it at all and letting y'all be physical. So it's just a different type of setting. So, like I said, I just think upperclassmen that have experienced it, have played on that level, it just gives the teams that have that in the upper an advantage. And Duke, just like I said, they've had the talent. They just haven't had the players to come back that have the talent.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the big issue. They haven't won because typically when you look at the history of players that go to Duke, um, maybe not in the early '90s, but more so in the 2000s. You going to Duke because you like, okay, I know it's a high prestige school. They're gonna get me ready for the league, and if I'm good enough and I score enough buckets and my prestige is strong enough to get me to the league, I'm leaving. And I'm going to get that damn bread. And so, to me, that's what the issue is. Like you said, there's the good players that I just named, they're not staying to play in a third season, in a fourth season.
Even they second.
Right, even in their second, but they're not even staying long enough to build that camaraderie, to have that chemistry, and to have that experience. They just going so that they can experience what college ball is like, and then go straight to the league. And yeah, the NIL is good, but hey, that first year in college, I mean, that first year in the league is going to pay you double what the NIL would do for somebody going to Duke. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're making like 7 million, when they, first, if you a top 5 pick, nigga, you making some bread. You gonna be making about 20, 30 million your first little contract. So with that being said, Duke has to probably figure out another strategy on how to obtain players to make them want to stay longer versus being just a one and done. You know what I'm saying? Until they can get that taken care of, it's just never going to translate to another NCAA championship. That's just how I feel. So it's over for them boys. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to bench or start. Where you put it on the bench or you start that shit. Bench or start. Don't be a menace or Friday.
Oh man, this is an easy start. Start Friday, bench. Don't be a menace. Don't be a menace is funny, but it's corny at the same time. And with them, they always want to do something zesty. So other than that, Friday was hilarious. It was It's a classic. I could watch it today if I want. I probably watch it Friday just because it's Friday.
Facts.
So yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely had to start Friday and bench. Don't be a menace.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double down with you, man. I'm gonna have to bench. Don't be a menace and start Friday. And to me, the reason why is Don't Be a Menace is a parody. So you know what I'm saying. It's a mixture of all these different movies. You know what I'm saying. So it don't really got no real storyline. And with that being said, it's cool. You know what I'm saying. It's one of those good feeling movies, good feeling black movies, but you're gonna like the Menaces Societies. You're gonna like the Boys in the Hoods, the Fridays. Don't Be a Menace. That pops up last. Out of all the black movies that you got in them same little, oh yeah, I liked this one. That one gonna be at the end. So, like you said, man, I could watch Friday. Like it was yesterday. So I might mess around. I watch all three of them. To be honest with you, they all good. But all right, man, we gonna move on. Bench or start, steak or barbecue ribs. Who you
Oh
starting?
man, see. So I eat steak so frequently because I had it last night.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so with that being said, I got to bench steak just because I eat it so much. And ribs just is such especially if they done the correct way, just so, oh man, they just be so bomb. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start ribs and bench steak just because I have it more frequent.
Hey, you gotta have them ribs that fall off the bone, like you feel me?
I
Tender.
don't know. I like those. I like the tenderism, but then I like my ribs to be professional where they got a little bite to them. They ain't too tough, but they got enough tough to them where you got to bite them and it just don't fall off the bone.
I can feel that. I can feel that. Well, I don't need either one, but if I did, I'm gonna probably have to start the steaks, man. You know, a nice ribeye, you can't never miss out on that. A T-bone, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. With the baked potato on the side with the little cheese and the chives in that motherfucker, boy, that shit goes stupid. That's what you have with your baked potato. You had a baked potato with your steak? What you have?
Nah, we had steak and eggs.
Oh, you okay? All right, steak and eggs. You niggas did it. Okay, y'all did it the grown folks way. Shit, quit playing. But
Yeah, man.
all right, man. Bench your start. Kyrie or Trey Young.
Oh man, this was the easiest of them all, man.
Easy.
Start Kyrie and bench Trey Young. I mean, I like Ice Trey, but Kyrie was he's just on another planet. His handles is so crisp and so smooth, and his ability and his belief in himself is so off the charts. It's just there's no one that could compare. I mean, like any Negro that's willing that tell Kobe he'll give him that smooth work is definitely somebody that I gotta give the start. So it's not even a question. Start Kyrie and bench Ice Tray.
I'm gonna have to double down, man. I'm gonna have to start Kyrie and I'm gonna have to bench Trey Young. Let's be honest, man. Kyrie got ice in his veins, man. His first championship, you know what I'm saying? Everybody looked past it because
Man,
LeBron's blocked, but without that motherfucking move he did and hit
man.
that jump shot in Steph Curry's eye, nigga, the dagger, nigga, they wouldn't even won. So like,
Three ball, not a jumper, a three ball.
yes, sir. And that was the game changer right there. So, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, his grips is just crazy. Like, man, you for us that grew up in the '90s, it's like Iverson this, Iverson that. But when you see Kyrie Irving, you like, man, he got more grips than AI. So you know what I'm
Man,
saying?
I just can't get over that floater that he hit for game with the left.
Man, Mr. Game Time. That's what we gonna call that nigga Game Time, cause and then his inside game is crazy. Like people don't talk about his
Man,
inside game either. Like his inside
his
game is
footwork
nice.
is stupid.
Yeah. So it'd be trouble if Kyrie was like 6'5", 6'6", man. Nigga, he would never
Oh man, he'd have been unstoppable.
unstoppable. Um, all right, bench your start, man. Iced tea or green tea?
Iced tea. I don't really like green tea. I had to be sick or something.
I'm gonna have to double down with you. I'm gonna have to go iced tea. And yeah, I don't really drink green tea that much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's easy. Bench your start, nachos or quesadillas?
Quesadillas, man. I love me a steak quesadilla. Fire. Nachos is bomb, but quesadilla, I definitely got to start. Nachos, got to bench it.
I'm gonna be honest, man. We played the nachos out back in the, you know what I'm saying, back in the gap when niggas used to have the Doritos with the ground beef, nigga, and the cheese with the, you feel me? Like we've been doing
Yeah,
that shit
man.
since 1996, nigga. So yeah, I'm gonna have to double down with you and go with the quesadillas. Even though like in a black family, them nachos, you know what I'm saying, you gonna do that. That's that
Oh
feeling
yeah,
jug,
that was yeah. I didn't think I had a quesadilla until I was like damn near in high school.
right? Nigga wasn't about to waste no cheese on that tortilla, boy. You tripping? Shit. They gonna try to make that shit stretch. We got these nachos, nigga, with the ground beef,
Right.
nigga, and the sour cream. But yeah, I'm gonna have to double
You
down.
know it.
They got a place that they used to have a place down here. You used to could make your own quesadilla. It was called quesadillas, nigga. You could put everything on it. You could be like, yeah, let me get the chicken, let me get the steak. You could add all your little toppings and stuff in it. Boy, that shit used to go crazy. They
Oh yeah, that
closed.
sound fire.
Yeah, it was.
Damn.
They closed. I'm hot. I used to go up there all the time and go get me one. Um, Shout out to Quesadillas, man. Bench your start. 94 Houston Rockets or the 2004 Detroit Pistons.
Man, this was a tough one, man. But just because I remember how crisp and how undeniably raw Elijah Wan was in his at that time in his prime, I got to go with the Rockets, and I got to bench the Detroit Pistons just because I'm looking at it from a perspective of like who do they have? They had a great team, but who was gonna really be able to fuck with Elijah Wan? No one. So
Nah,
yeah, I got to start the Rockets and bench the Pistons.
I'm gonna be honest. I was a fan of that '94 Rockets team. You know, they had Sam Cassell, Ellie.
Man,
Was Mad Max over there? I think Mad Max
yeah,
was
man,
over
that
there.
was the 1 year he was there.
Max was over there. Drexler. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Hakeem. Like nigga, they was nice. When I say they was nice. And you can't forget Kenny the Jet Smith. Almost forgot Kenny the Jet Smith. So that squad was nice.
Robert Horry,
Robert Horry. Yep. So that was like,
Otis Thorpe.
oh yeah. The back in them days, that was probably like my runner up team. It was like the Suns, and then I liked the Houston Rockets. Detroit, they was nice, but I just wasn't a fan of Detroit back then. Even though Rip
Mm-mm.
Hamilton was nice and Chauncey Billups, I always hated them because Billups came to play with us and then he left. So I was like, man, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't like nothing about them. I was pissed when we got rid of him and he got that ring. So I'm gonna have to start Houston, man. All right, man. We're gonna move on to the TBQs, the throwback questions, man. All right, man. My question for you, man, is who was the first athlete you tried to copy growing up? First athlete.
Probably Dion. Probably Dion. I thought I had a little Dion in me. I wasn't that fast though. I thought I was, but I wasn't.
Dion. Hey, we all used to try to do that dance though.
The high step.
The high step dance he used to do.
I did that. I did that in the game, my first touchdown,
Oh, you got a
and got
flag.
caught.
Yeah.
No, I got caught. Dude blew me up in the end zone. He hit me
Oh,
right at the one
you ain't
and
score?
popped me right into the end. I scored still.
Oh.
He hit me into the end zone. But yeah, my coach was I was winded and because I must have started the high step probably too early. I must have started it like the 30 or the 40. And I should have started at like the 10. But you
Man,
know me, I'm a young boy. I don't know no better. I know I'm in the clear. I didn't left everybody in my mind. And yeah, so yeah, I definitely learned my lesson. Like you can't bring out the Dion until you got to do that 10 yards away. You don't have that type of speed.
facts. Um, the first athlete I probably tried to copy, man, it'll probably be Barkley. I got a couple of them, but yeah, I'm gonna go Barkley because them was my little chubby years when I had a little extra couple little pounds on me. So when I hooped, I had to play power forward. I wasn't tall or nothing, but I had to have some little post up game. So you know what I'm saying? I had to copy Barkley, and then he was undersized, pause, and so I was me too. So I was like, oh yeah, I could be a power forward. You know what I'm saying? I was a power forward till about 13. Then I realized, nigga, you ain't even you six. You gonna be 6'1". You ain't never finna be no real power forward. You got to get some handles. So I had to step my handles up. All right.
Facts.
Let me see who gave you your first real life lesson.
Mm, that's a great question. I had to think about that. You go ahead and answer it first. This one.
Okay, my first life lesson I ever had that I could remember was, see, I would use Mom Dukes, but I mean, should I use Mom Dukes on this one? Should I do? Okay, now I'm gonna just use. I Yeah, I'm gonna use Mom Dukes. My first life lesson was, man, boy, I'm probably like 4 years old, five maybe, pushing pushing baby 5. My big brother Dub, man, we in New York, man. My big brother Dub, he get in a fight with one of his guys. He's giving them the business. But Mom Duke, she must see me sitting there. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching. I'm over there cheering. Okay, Dub, go ahead and get him. Let's do it. We got it. Nigga, she pushed me. Nigga, you better go over there and help your brother. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get into the fight. Boy, look. I almost got in the way. You know what I'm saying? But she was just like, hey, don't ever, watch your brother fight and you don't help. You know what I'm saying? So my first life lesson was, hey man, you better get out there in the field. If any of your family members is out there, nigga, you better get out there and fight. So shout out to moms, man. She almost made bro lose the fight, man. But you know what I'm saying? And then she ended up trying to help pick me up because she seen me like she done threw me over there and you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't know what to do. I'm 4, 5 years old, nigga. I'm trying to figure it out. But you threw make me trip over the nigga and I'm damn near just there for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I learned after that I ain't never seen my brother fight and I ain't helped. So that was my first real life lesson.
I think my real life lesson was uh and it was just because we were talking about this and it just reminded me of something and I have to say it to the pod was learning how to who's your real friends and who's not,
Yeah.
and who's a genuine friend and who's not. Like my first introduction to that was I had a close friend. um we were different in race. I'm gonna just say that we weren't the same race, but this was like my best friend. Like me and him been guys for years, and we was hooping one day, and I don't know what it was. I think I was beating him, or I fouled him, or he fouled me. I can't remember. We got into it, and he ended up calling me a racist slur,
Oh yeah, it was time to
and
box.
that was my first reaction. But then I thought about it, and it hit me so to the core that it was coming from this person that I didn't even want to fight him, and it just messed me up, bro. And I just literally walked away and walked to the crib.
You
And
want
I'm pretty sure I probably cried just because I was just so shook. Like, dang, like out of all the people in the world to say that to me, I would never think that it would be a dude who I consider my best friend.
right.
So that was my introduction to a life lesson that, like, even though you consider a person a friend, you don't really know who's your friend and who's your brother for life because you just don't know. You got to go through life lessons with people. You got to go through different things. Good thing for me, it was something that I learned at an early age, but it's still something that you learn as you grow. So that was definitely one of my first life lessons that I can remember that really impacted me to where it made me kind of question my friendship with people at times. Like I'm always been cool with everybody, but I always keep certain people at a distance.
Yeah. Man, speaking of that, I used to be the bad kid. Then I'm gonna move on. But I used to be the bad kid, so I used to go in and out of the principal's office, getting in trouble all the time. And um, just from you saying that, I remember that every time we get in trouble, we'd go to the principal's office, and they'll be like, everybody told on you, and I'm like, no, they ain't telling me. They're my homeboys, right? And then they'll be able to break down each situation from what we did from point A to point B. So I always knew a long time ago, man, you got to stop having a lot of friends and everybody some damn snitches. So you know what I'm saying? I always kept my friendships limited to only like a good maybe 3 to 4 people, and they don't know each other like that. So you know what I'm saying? But
I can dig it.
all right, man, we gonna push on to let me see. Yeah, we gonna do that. Who had the best sneaker collab back in the day for you that you can remember?
Man, I liked it them. I never got a pair, and I wished I did. But they was like, it was a force collab with something. What was it? They was when the forces was collabing with something in like the early 2000s.
They wasn't collabing. Cause you about to say
What was they
exactly what
do?
I was finna say. You probably about to say the same shit I was gonna say. Nah, go. Who you think? Who you was
What
gonna
was
say?
it? What you gonna say?
Okay, so I was gonna say the collabs I remember wasn't real collabs. Nigga, everybody was getting the Gucci down and the Prada down, Air Force Ones and shit like that. Um,
Yeah.
I'm talking about they
Cause
was
I
fresh
remember the first time I seen the first pair I ever seen was in that Jadakiss video.
in the Jadakiss video, but nigga,
I
we
think it was it the Knock Yourself Out
knock
video?
yourself facts, but they wasn't really no collab.
Yeah,
This was
they was just custom.
niggas was customly coming out with them. I don't know if they was fake, cause
But that's when that custom era came out.
true,
That was when my guy and all them like niggas I know in the hood was custom in joints. Like that was when the
nigga,
custom joints, that custom forces came out.
nigga,
That was my favorite era, even though like you said, it wasn't a collab, but it was just like it was just man, people was doing so much with the forces, it was just crazy.
nigga, it was crazy. Like you had a front part of the forces, Gucci down, or you might had a Nike sign Gucci down. Like it was just so fresh. Like I ain't never get a pair. I couldn't never afford it. I was like, man, where they getting them from? I never could figure out where they was getting them shits from. But like you said, it was probably somebody in the hood, like going to get the fabric,
Yeah,
nigga, and putting it
one of
together.
my homeboy, man, one of my homeboys, he still do it to this day. Like Dub had a couple pair. Grabbed a couple joints of his. Man, he used man. My guy was man. He was on this man. I'm telling you, if he wouldn't have never just dove head dive into the streets, man, he would have been that dude. He would have had his own shoot. He'd have been like dude who Virgil. Like he was a
Yeah,
Minnesota Virgil, bro. He literally had that type of talent. He just let it go all down the drain because he wanted to be in the streets.
that sound about right. Hey, man, that's what Boys in the Hood showed you, man. You got to pick or choose, damn it. You know what I'm saying? But
Man.
we gonna push on the Niche Nugs because he had the same collab as me. I can't even think of another one after he said that shit because that was the ones I was going with. But
Man, them mugs was that was hard. That was a hard era. What was that like
that
2003,
was like '02 maybe. Yeah,
oh two, oh
yeah,
three?
yeah. Nigga, them was probably the best. Nigga, I'm talking about them was probably
That,
the best
that went
force.
all the way into like '05.
Yeah, nigga, it did for sure. Nigga, then niggas started doing the Jordans and they was doing everything after that.
Yeah.
But
Then Nike and all them got hip and started doing all them different flavors.
yeah, they start trying to be creative and shit. But before that, man, you could only get you probably like
You
a couple different
white or
color. Yeah,
white, black, or brown, or they was doing them all weird, but that was it. That was it. It wasn't
yeah.
no wild colors like it is now.
It was solid
Once niggas
colors.
started doing them customs and they started seeing it, Nike got right on the ball with it.
Yeah, they was like, we ain't gonna miss out on that. And now, shit, to this day, that's what's a piece of game you would give somebody who's just starting their grind, right? You know what I'm saying? And the youngster just starting their grind, getting out here, figuring it out.
Man, stay consistent, man. Stay consistent, man. That's the main thing, man. If you get you a little gig, work your gig for 6 months to a year. You know what I mean? At least 6 months, just to see where you at 6 months from where you started. I guarantee you'll see a difference in everything in your paper, in the way you move. You people, the way people treat you. It's just a different mindset. Like that was the one thing that I never really understood until I got older in life. That I wish I would have understood early in life, which is it's all about progression. And it's all about consistency. No matter what, consistency will always get you somewhere. People, even the people that you don't think are paying attention to you, are paying attention to you. So, with
Facts.
with that being said, that would be my strongest and most important thing that I would say to anybody young getting out here, getting it on the grind, and that's in any separate facet of work you do, whether you're working for yourself, whether you're working for somebody else, you got to be consistent.
I agree. And let me add this too. Be consistent and don't be having a lot of damn people around you while you being consistent because they'll be trying to use you for all your little shit. So you know what I'm saying? Make sure you be consistent, have your own little goals for yourself, And you know, it's cool to have 1 or 2 people around, but if you got like 5, 6 people, you the only one with a car and all that, man, they gonna burn you up until it's over with. So, you know,
Facts, and then keep a lot of your goals and things that you want to accomplish to yourself. As much as you believe, even the people closest to you want you to succeed, they may not see your vision. So
right.
you don't want anybody's negative juju on you. You want to keep things that you really want to accomplish, things that you really want to make happen, keep them to yourself.
Facts. And with that being said, man, we gonna go ahead and pay some damn bills. We gotta damn near get up out of here, man. So, hey, before I close, man, Neef, man, hit them with something, man.
Man, it's been a rough week, man. We done had a couple situations on the family tip, man. So I just want you to keep me and bro's families in prayers, man. Keep everybody blessed up, man. We know God never puts more on us than we can handle, but we just want to continue to keep us covered and keep everybody covered, man. Just continue to stay focused and stay locked in, and most importantly, stay safe.
Most definitely stay safe, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's the Benchmark Podcast. I'm Broadway Beats, man. Like we said, we got your boy Neef, aka Mr. Perp.
Yes, sir.
And if y'all can hit the like button, go ahead and sub up. And shit, y'all see us next week at about 7 o'clock, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. And we out of here. Love.
Love.